Hello boys and girls. Today I'm going to read you a story called JJ and the Wizard's Quest. When JJ woke up that morning, he was pleased to see sun streaming through the window. A light breeze swept over his spotted fur as he sat up and stretched. Today was shaping up to be just like any other day, or so he thought. As dogs go, JJ was rather reserved. When he saw unfamiliar dogs coming his way, he usually nodded politely and headed off another direction. He wasn't unfriendly, he just kept to himself. JJ also hated surprises, especially the new addition to his backyard. In the last month, JJ had woken up more mornings than he could count to find holes dug all over his perfectly manicured lawn. The gophers were at it again, digging up holes all over the grass. He knew it was their nature. He knew they weren't mean-spirited or criminal, but that didn't change the fact that those blasted gophers were ruining his lawn. JJ had had enough. Any other dog might have stayed up late and confronted the gophers, but JJ was not any other dog. Instead, he took a more pragmatic approach. As soon as he'd had his breakfast, he set off on his mission. It was a lovely day for a walk, with more sun than clouds by this time. JJ nodded politely to everyone who crossed his path, whether canine or not. He even smiled at the cranky cat, who always blocked the entrance to the library, sprawled out to catch the morning rays. He stepped delicately over her and walked into the cool stillness of the towering books. JJ took a deep breath, inhaling the wonderful scent of ink and paper mingled with the faintest aroma of glue. JJ loved the library. Everything was so orderly and predictable. It was always so easy to find exactly what he was looking for. He was sure that with a bit of careful research, he should be able to find the perfect piece of information to keep the errant gophers off his lawn. "Good morning, JJ," the librarian called, in a voice JJ thought perhaps too loud for a librarian. A creature as loud as a parrot didn't seem right to work in a library. "Good morning, Sheila." JJ waved at her and kept walking. "Wait, JJ! I set a book aside for you!" JJ stopped and considered the pirate adventure the parrot librarian had thrust his direction. "It's new," she squawked. "I just love all the great adventures. I thought you might too." No thanks. JJ didn't know where Sheila would have gotten such an idea. JJ liked adventures, to be sure, but only in small doses. With one more nod to Sheila, he headed toward the reference section. Scanning the shelves of animal books, JJ snickered at the thick volume, Dogs and Their Dreams. It didn't take 500 pages to explain what dogs dream about. Cats, squirrels, bones. There, he'd done it in 3 words. His eyes scanned past the section on foxes, still looking for the elusive guide to gophers. But then, for some reason, his eyes wandered back. Set in between Foxes, Cunning or Courageous, and Foxes, A Den of Their Own, was a very old, dusty-looking book, with odd markings up and down its spine. Looking back, JJ never could explain why he pulled that book out to begin with. It had nothing to do with gophers or lawn maintenance. In fact, he couldn't tell what it was about at all, since the characters on the front of the book were impossible to read. JJ sat down and set the strange, heavy book in front of him. He cocked his head slightly, trying to make out the odd characters. He reached out with his paw and traced one of them. Then, without even understanding what he was doing, JJ opened the mysterious book. That's all for today. We'll see you next time.